So let's go ahead and go over this stuff. So first of all, I do want to point out the very bottom of that Chapter 8 summary we just went over is the very bottom of this page here. If you go to the very bottom, there's some stuff down here, and there's a couple changes I want to just make sure you guys are clear about that I'm going to do right now. So first of all, for Part 2, Step 2, find the critical value. Look up in the T table. Write down draw a picture also, so add that in there because you have to draw a picture. I expect you to draw a picture on the exam, so add that into that spot. And then see where it says Step 3, find the test value and the p-value. Cross out the p-value. I don't need the p-value, so you can cross that part out. So from that, again, from the bottom of that Chapter 8 summary, the very bottom of the second page gives you on the exams I'll expect you to, number 2, add in draw a picture, because you have to do that. And then for Step 3, cross out find the p-value. I do not expect you to do that. You don't have to do that. All right, so let's take a look at quiz problem number 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over, Laurel, why don't you go ahead and read it for us? Just read for a specific year.
For a specific year, the average score on the SAT Math test was 515. The superintendent wishes to see if her students scored significantly below the national average on the test. She randomly selected 12 students' scores as shown. At alpha 0.01, is there enough evidence to support the claim?
Perfect. All right, great. So I'm just going to show you guys what I did last class because I wrote it out there when I wasn't recording, so I had a lot more room. So my claim is, see if she says she wishes to see, that's what she wants to know about, if they scored below the average. So she wants to know if her student's mean is below, less than the average. What's the average? Average score on that was 515. So the general population, everybody in the whole world, their average score was 515. She wants to know if her group, her mean, her students are less than 515. That's her concern. So that's what she wants to find out. So that's her claim. So again, H0 is always, always, always equals. So H0 is mu equals 515. Right, this number doesn't change. Only the symbol changes. So then since this is not my claim is not equals, then H1 has to become my claim. H1 is mu is less than 515. So that's my claim, which means I'm doing the whole thing to either support or not support my claim. So you guys should put in parentheses support here so you can pull that in for Step 5. And again, if your claim is H0, you need to write claim up here, you need to write reject. But since H1 is my claim, I'm going to write claim here, I'm going to write support because H1 is my claim, I'm going to write support next to it. Then, oops, I'm going to look at the critical value. So critical value, I had 12 students, which means that my degrees of freedom and -1 is 11. So I'm going to find it was an alpha is 0.01 left-tailed, so that means it's going to be a one-tailed test. Go down to my degrees of freedom 11, and I got 2.718. Okay, it's left-tailed, so it better be negative 2.718. So remember, everything on the left side is negative. All my z-scores are negative. So that's my critical value. So I'm going to go up and draw a picture. Here's my picture. Oops. Here's my picture. And shading over here, put in negative 2.718 as my critical value. And then we're good. Or 2.72, I could have put that in as well. All right, then Step 3, find my test stat. So I put these into my calculator. I will try this. I don't know if it will work. Could be a bad idea. Okay. So here's my calculator. I'm going to go to Stat, Edit, and put my numbers in here. So you're going to throw all your numbers in. 496, 506, 507, 505, all the rest of them. And then once you have them all in there, then you're going to do stat, calc, 1-bar stats on list 1, because that's where I put everything into. So second L1, enter, and then second L1, enter, and then it gives you my, this is wrong because I didn't put them all in. I only put in 4. So it'll give you your X bar, and it'll give you your S, right? Because we know it's a sample, so the sigma is not worthwhile because we know it's not the population. We know it's a sample, so we use S and X bar. All right, so you guys got an X bar of 523.1 and an S of 78.57. I just did 4 sig figs just to be safe. So this is what you should have gotten for your X bar and your S. And then you put them into your test stat. So you have your X bar minus your mu. Mu is from the sample again, right? Pop that in there. Divided by S over square root of n. S over square root of n. My n was 12, right? 12 students. We selected 12 students. And you got 0.36. That's your test stat. It's totally in the not guilty range. Do you guys see that? It's in the white range. Not guilty. So that means I did not have enough evidence. I do not reject H naught. Right? If it's in this range here, then it's not guilty. You do not reject H naught. You only reject H naught if it's guilty over here. So since I do not reject H naught, I did not have enough evidence. See how these knots match up? Do not reject H naught, not enough evidence. Not enough evidence to, and then since my claim was H1, I'm going to use the word support here, to support the claim that students test lower than the national average. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why is 0.36 way from 0? Shouldn't it be a little bit closer?
It should be closer. It should be closer to here. It could be anywhere over here. I don't care. I just put it there. Yeah.
Okay.
So it should be, it should be over here. I don't really, as long as it's sort of on the right side somewhere, I don't really care. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah. But you're right. It should be closer in here if I was being perfectly accurate. Good.
Okay.
Great. Good question. So any other questions on this one? Do you guys want to take a 10-minute break now, and then I'll let you check in with your neighbors. I'll open up the breakout rooms. We'll start back at